All right, guys, we are back here in the wood yard. We got Betsy, Sammy, and the lovely Chris. Chris, what'd you bring over? Well, what are we doing? We're gonna try and figure out these cross beams.
Yeah, so in order for us to actually put the beams up, we have to cut these posts to height.
Right.
So I guess we're gonna kind of work best we can with the height and get everything nice and level. Figure out what we got. Yep.
I mean, because the back posts, we said we wanted the back to be about, what, 7 or 8 feet high, and the front like 9 or 10 feet high. So I guess, would it be easier to go off the back first?
Yeah, I would just start in the back first because that is our shortest pole.
Yeah, and then, so that's our limiting factor, basically.
Yeah, so we'll start there, make sure the back is nice and level at the desired height, and whatever pitch we want to keep, we'll translate it to the front.
Okay. And what, you brought over like a string bubble level?
Yeah, it's a very sophisticated little line level.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay.
It just hooks on the taut mason line, and it shows you where level is.
Perfect. Okay, so let me throw the camera on a tripod, and we'll get going. That looks pretty dead nuts. Yeah, wow, okay.
So now we'll measure from this line.
Well, so let's show these guys. All right, I mean, I guess you guys understand what a level is, but like, there's, if it'll focus. Maybe not. Well, you can kind of see the bubble's in there, it's level. You're just gonna have to trust us on that. Yeah. So now, yeah, I mean, we can't really go much higher because of that back post.
Right. So now from this line here, we'll measure up 3 inches all the way around.
And that's where we'll cut it.
That's where we'll make the cut. So these posts are
even. Yeah, okay.
Because the ground undulations aren't going to...
Right, the ground isn't necessarily level.
Might be easier to use our OSHA-approved man lift.
It might be. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Okay, guys, this is going to be our OSHA-approved man lift, but it's definitely not OSHA-approved. But we're only going up like a couple feet. I figure that this is safer than standing on a round of firewood that's on uneven ground.
While trying to use a chainsaw.
While trying to use a chainsaw, yeah. Okay, so Chris is gonna hop on the tractor. Sit. I find that you have more control when you sit than when you stand next to the tractor and try and operate the... Okay, so we don't have a tie-in, but again, I think I should be able to survive the fall. Go ahead. We're going up.
Going up.
Going up. That looks good.
Sturdy.
We're sturdy. This is good. This will be good, guys. All right, here we go.
Hey, smoke.
Give me the 500i. I never touched up the topper after the last climbing job.
Don't lie, you just want to use the 500.
Plus, I'm coming in a little low, too. I already messed up. That was much easier than the topper. Okay, I'm secure. Take me down. All right, welcome back to Earth, pal. So now we should probably set up the line level from the top of here across to here, and that'll get us level, and then we'll choose our height for our pitch of the roof. What do you think about that?
Sounds like a plan.
And then once we get this one, then we can go from here to over there, and Bob's your uncle.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. That's the plan, guys. All right, I'm locking the loader.
See, if you were doing that before, you'd have had a locked load up here. I didn't know that was a possibility.
Well, this is, there always has to be somebody in charge. Or that knows what they're doing. Oh, okay. When you put it like that, it doesn't look like that much. I mean, no, that looks adequate.
Right.
That's good. I like that.
I mean, we could still go higher.
No, I don't think you need. I don't think you need more pitch.
I think for the amount of snow that we get in Connecticut and for the amount of valuable things that we are housing underneath this, I don't think we have to worry that much about like snow load and all that.
No.
I think this would be more than enough.
I think that's more than adequate. So it's pretty hard to see the second string. Point where your finger is. Yeah, so there's the line, guys. Oh, if I zoom in, it's a little bit better. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's kind of what we're going with here. So that would be 2 foot of rise over roughly 10.5 foot of run. Okay, no turning back now.
Yep.
All right, guys, we got the posts cut. It may not look it on camera, but, well, it does even look it on camera. They're pretty even. I mean, we did our best there. But again, this isn't like rocket science. So now the next step, and I don't know if we'll get to it today because today is the winter solstice.
Oh, yeah?
Shortest day of the year. So it's basically almost spring. The days are getting longer from here on out. So
I mean, today felt pretty long to me, but
yeah, well, we've all been sick. Yeah. Anyway, the plan is to notch out a section of the profile, you know, kind of like a U shape at the top there, which would be roughly the distance or the diameter of that telephone pole back there. On each of these uprights, and then we're going to notch out that telephone pole that's back there. That way we can kind of sandwich them together, drill a big hole through each of them, and put some big threaded rod or bolts in. Now you brought some big tree cabling drill bits. Where are those? Let's show them what we got going on. They're over here.
In a couple different sizes. Some I think are overkill.
Yeah.
This is about 3/4 or 1 inch. But this is typically what we use doing cables, a 1/2 inch drill bit. And,
yeah, with a 1/2 inch like threaded rod or
yeah,
eye bolt.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks about good.
I think this will do it, especially for what we're trying to do.
Right.
And we'll be able to sandwich both of those telephone poles up there and drill them at the same time rather than drill one on the ground, drill one in the air, and hope that the holes match up.
Right. So all right, guys, here with Sarah and Louie. We got the trailer, and we are at the Home Depot. I don't know what this thing is, but we're at the Home Depot.
It talks.
Yeah, it was just talking. But we are going to pick up all the roofing material for the pavilion outside in the wood yard for the log splitter. So we're going to be picking up the hangers for the I-joists, sheet metal roofing, and a couple other things. Louie's favorite store is Home Depot. Gus, not so much a fan.
All right, we're in aisle 19 and we found the panels. So me and Lou are just watching. How many we need, Jake?
We need 10 of them.
10. Or we got 3?
We really need 9, but 10 will give us a little extra wiggle.
Yeah. Make it 10 in case you guys mess up on one. Just knowing you guys, you probably will. Why is this recording? What do we need now?
These are hangers for the eye joints.
Hangers for eye joints. Don't know what that is. Lou, do you know what that is? He said no. Now we're going to get some bolts. Jake, what kind of bolts we need?
I'm not sure. We need some big ones.
Some big bolts.
Big ones. Probably like this, but longer.
Those are pretty big.
Big PIX bolts to be able to go through the telephone poles.
What do we think?
I don't know if these are going to be long enough or if we'll just be better off getting threaded rod. I think threaded rod might be cheaper.
Alright, to the threaded rod. Where's that?
It should be around here. Let me go back this way since there's friction.
Okay. How could someone be afraid of you, Lou? Huh? You're just a big old dope. Right, Lou? Here he comes with the rods. These are the rods?
These are the rods. Now we need the nuts and bolts. These were $7 a piece for 2 feet. For one 10-inch bolt was $7.
Oh, so. Sounds like a steal. Lou, why do you keep getting stuck? Okay, relax. To the register we go.
All right, Sarah, we are back in the truck. You ready to head home, make some dinner?
Yeah, I'm starving.
Lou, what do you think, buddy? Huh? I think he's ready to go too.
Sniffs.
We got everything we needed. Hangers, threaded rod, galvanized sheet metal and everything. So I think we're going to be set. In a couple days, we're going to revisit this whole video, and a bunch of guys are going to be coming back over, and hopefully we're going to get this thing done with. So we'll check back in a couple of days. All right, guys, we are back. This is a couple days later. Tomorrow is the day we are going to try and get this thing finished up. But as you can see here, I brought home 2 more telephone poles. Now these are going to be the cross members that the roof is basically going to be supported by. These manufactured eye joists that I got have these particular hangers for them, and although the hangers that I got for them aren't exactly the right size, we're going to make them work, but they need to be screwed to a flat surface, such as a 2x12, a 2x6, something like that. Telephone poles obviously are round, so in order to give ourselves a flush surface, our plan is to rip one of the telephone poles in half, like 2. That way it gives us 2 flat pieces, and we can use one half for the front of the structure and the other half for the back of the structure with 2 flat faces that we can then go ahead and mount these, eye joists to. Okay, guys, Chris has arrived. Betsy just took a dump somewhere, and we smell it but can't find it, which is a little scary. But this is the setup that we got. This is the telephone pole we need to cut. We chalked it up, just brushed it off with the broom over there, and this is the saw that we're going to try to use. The Husqvarna, I smell it right over here. It's gotta be close. The Husqvarna 3120, we got a long bar on it, so the plan is we're gonna drop a chalk line down and then use a smaller saw to kind of score the chalk line, because the log is wet, so it might kind of fade away pretty quickly. And the score on the chalk line will help keep the big saw in the cut. Well, besides hitting the chain on the asphalt millings, the end of the cut there, I'd say that went pretty darn good.
Yeah, you look at this side, you got the pith all the way through.
Look at that.
Dead nut center all the way down.
Almost like we knew what we were doing. Flip this. Would you look at that? Well, guys, look at this. I mean, this is some nice stuff. Chris, I don't know. I used to know what kind of trees they made telephone poles out of, but we did pretty good there. What's the Google machine saying?
1 second. Southern yellow pines and Doug firs are the most popular trees due to their size. But northeastern red pine, western red cedar, and other soft woods that grow tall and straight are also used.
Huh. For some reason I always thought it was ponderosa or lodgepole pine, but anyway, that worked really well, and I think that's exactly what we needed.
Yeah. We should be able to notch out our tops now.
Yeah, let's notch out the tops. All right, guys, just started hailing, so we'll pick this back up tomorrow. That's like sucked way down into the telephone. Keep down. Right on the other side.
Might be able to keep going on the other side.
Getting close here. I think that's good.
Beautiful.
The top will suck it in.
Yep.
All right. Oh, you got. Oh, that ain't going anywhere. That ain't going nowhere. We are traveling in style in our OSHA approved man lift high above the Dude Ranch DIY wood yard. Be careful, you're on camera now. All right, well, we just put in the final bolt there. Thanks for your help, Chris.
You bet.
You rocking the Dude Ranch shirt over there, I see, huh?
Yeah, man.
Is that? Are you part of the Dude? Oh, he's part of the Dude Ranch crew. There he is. All right, guys. So that is the cross members. I'm not sure if that was the easy or the hard part. What do you think?
I'm thinking that was probably the easier
I
part.
think that was the easy part for sure. Now it gets all the measurements, so less of you and more of me being anal.
Alright guys, so we've been talking a lot off camera. We made a change of plans.
Big change of plans. We scrapped the manufactured eye joints. Everybody that said that was a bad idea, you're absolutely right. We listened to you. It just took us a couple weeks to get through our thick skulls. We went and bought 2x6s. We're going to cut the 2x6s. Alright, close enough. Alright, moment of truth. Do we know what we're doing? No. No. What we guessing? Are we making progress? Kind of. No, we do not know what we're doing.
It takes a look. Take the back of that hatchet.
We're not even close. We're like
tight here.
an inch off. We had to make that cut in more because this isn't a true 12 feet. You know what I mean?
Well,
Right?
when we made our lines, we just extended the plane up. So they should have been on the mark, but I guess this is why we're tree men and not carpenters.
This is why we're not carpenters.
So what do we got? We got an inch to take off of that side? Let's get the tape measure.
Okay. We got that much to take off. What that is,
I think it'll be easy enough now.
well, now we just make a line off that.
Yeah,
Just mark it with
an
the...
inch and a quarter.
You got the pen? No, this has been the hardest part of the whole project, is keeping track of this marker.
We should all have one marker.
Okay, just right, if you make a mark right there at the back of that,
Right, because we still have the
then
angle set,
yeah,
right?
the angle set.
All right, so let's go right there. That's
Boom.
pretty close, right?
Yeah,
Maybe a
that
little
looks
more,
good
like
to me.
that.
Okay. All right, take two. We got a fresh new cut on the bottom side here. This is gonna be it. I can feel it. Oh!
Except,
No slop. How we doing up there? Well, it's all right. You know, it's close enough.
well, we left these a little loose.
A little loose, so we can push in.
Push it,
Could push in.
but
That's
then the rest of them are going to have to be
perfect.
nuts.
Well, we'll get them all in close enough, and then push them. Yeah, that's good enough for my house. Can you push it more? Oh yeah, now we're in. That's tight. Okay. All right. What we can do here. All right. Well, guys, we got two of the roof joists up, which means that we are ready for a galvanized roofing panel tomorrow in the morning. The sun's starting to go down. I got a bunch of stuff I need to clean up, and Sarah and I have somewhere to be tonight. But as you can see, we got the hangers, and you know, it's not the best. We got screws coming out. You know, these telephone poles, because of their taper, because they're not straight, these ones on the end are, as you can see, sticking up a little bit. So we're probably going to have to drill some holes like in here and then sink in some more screws just for a little added stability. But I mean, these things are pretty solid. It looks pretty good. Okay, guys, we are back. It's the next day. Finished off yesterday, getting those two eye joists up for the first time, so that's great. Now I'm going to try and put on the first roofing panel. As you can see here in the dump trailer, I think I bought 10 of them. So we're gonna try and do one section at a time. That way, if we determine that we need to put our joists a little closer together to prevent sagging these things. That way, you know, we can determine that, you know, one section at a time and not put up all the joists and then realize that. I got this first panel in position where I think it roughly needs to be. I measured yesterday and these joists are 17.5 inches apart, which seems like a good distance. It doesn't seem to be bowing too much in the center, so we might have to reevaluate all of our other joists, but we're gonna see. 17.5 doesn't really line up perfectly with the bottoms, you know, the valleys of this corrugated metal, so this one's not gonna be, you know, perfect, but we're gonna try our best to get these screws, which I have right here. These are the sheet metal screws with like the little metal or rubber grommet down there to seal out the, you know, water or whatever, I guess. First panel is on and secured. I was doing these, you know, like grommeted or washered, rubber washered sheet metal screws about every 14 inches. I don't know if that's too much or too little. I'm guessing it's probably too much, more than necessary, but I have a bunch of them. All right, guys, got our third and fourth hanger up. I measured these sheets of the galvanized metal and I determined that instead of going 24 inches on center like we had previously measured, all these blue tick marks, we're gonna go 21.5 inches on center because that's just where these valleys fall. I don't know what that's gonna extrapolate out to at the end. We might need to buy like 1 or 2 more of these 2x6s and potentially another sheet of galvanized metal. Sarah just texted me saying that we sold some firewood. She saw some cars out at the firewood stand. Yesterday we sold 4 bundles and 2 loose stacks. And I just put out 2 more bundles this morning. And she said that it looks like there were 3 loose stacks missing. So somebody came and bought another loose stack and probably some bundles. So I'm just recording that down. That's $40. So we're gonna get this one finished up and then we'll have to go restack the stand, which, although I hate taking a break from this, it's a beautiful Sunday out, night, not too cold, perfect day for campfires. So I wanna make sure that I got plenty of wood out there. All right, guys, we have been making progress. The other Jake from Costa Rica is here. He is the best man in the wedding. And he is up from Costa Rica specifically to help on this project. Isn't that right?
Oh, I came up here for a week so we could get this thing done.
Strictly, yeah.
Hammer it out and be done with it.
Now, production is really going to soar. So let me show you what I've gotten done. We have gotten, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 of these roof panels on. It is by no means perfect, but I think it will do the trick. I've been getting the hang of it. Kind of, I guess. Been doing it by myself, so now having a second person should help. But I mean, that's a roof. It's definitely a roof. So this is how I've been getting my angles. I know for sure that's not the right method, but it's been kind of working. So we're gonna keep going with it.
What do you call that tool?
Maul.
I thought you were going to have more of a smart name for it, like the influencer.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The instigator, influencer. All right, well, that's in. So, hand me that. I just banged it out.
Yep, that's influenced.
It's influence, good.
19th century influencer right there. Pre-social media.
All right, guys, we've been making progress. We are almost done. We're actually out of building materials, so I'm gonna have to run to Home Depot to get, I think, 2 more 2x6s and 2 more sheets of the metal. But Sarah just came down for the first time. You haven't seen this since it was just the 4 posts, right?
I didn't even see the 4 posts.
Oh, you didn't even see? Well, it's been a while since you've been in the wood yard.
I'm very impressed. You would always tell me what like the vision looked like, and I was just like, okay, like we'll see what that looks like, and this is much better than I was picturing.
It far exceeds your expectations.
Far exceeds
well, it looks good from far, but it's far from good. But I think it will work.
I wouldn't say it's far from good.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't been building it, but it looks good for
It's really good.
Yeah, so I think
it rains. Will it go through?
there's a couple holes that I misdrilled, but I think for the most part we should be good.
Well, you're used to being out here soaked, so.
Yeah, anything's better than nothing, right? So, all right, we're fighting the sun here, so we gotta get going.
All right.
Well, all right, guys, there she is. It has taken me about 5 days to get out here while it was still light after work to show you the finished product, but here is the new splitter shelter. We finished it the day I was doing all the roofing. It was pitch black out by the time we finished it, so I didn't get a finished shot, but 5 days later, finally made it out. We're back from work while it's still light out, and this is the setup. Excuse the ladder there in the foreground, but the splitter and the conveyor fit perfectly underneath it. Got plenty of room for activities under here. It actually poured rain last night, so you can see where the rain was coming down. We do have some gutters and some plans to put on a gutter in the back here. At the very least, I want to put down some gravel underneath this whole thing. It's probably like a 2 foot, 2 foot extra around the outside to help with the water and everything. But coming underneath here, it all ended up turning out pretty good. It's not perfect by any means. There are definitely some pieces of it that didn't go quite to plan. You can see that the metal roofing on the top there isn't perfectly straight, but for what it is, or for what it was erected to do, it's gonna do that just fine. We got plenty of room here to keep Chris and I out of the elements and the splitter and bottom end of the conveyor out of the elements. Plenty of room to mount lights up here, which is going to be something that we do in the near future. I got a really cool solar light that this company sent me. It's like a barn style light that I'm planning on mounting like right up there. It's fully solar powered. It has a big panel that goes on it, and that should help illuminate things out in this general area. So all in all, this project was quite an undertaking for me. I have never built any structure or anything before. Nothing of this size. I've built like little forts and the firewood stand, but that's about it. I'm a tree guy. I cut them down. I don't put them back up once they're cut down. So this was fun. It was a fun project. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of feedback that I get of different ways I could have done stuff. I'm sure there's easier ways, better ways, but this is the way that I chose, and it's standing, and hopefully it'll stand for quite some time. There are going to be some additional things like the lights and some compaction and stuff that I'd like to do in the future, or potentially the spring. But for now, the splitter is out of the elements, and we'll be able to stay dry while we're out here splitting. So that's going to wrap up this video. I know it was a longer one, but let me know down in the comments section if you think this was a good idea, if you think it was you know, a worthwhile project, if you enjoyed the video. And yeah, I'd really appreciate it. So if you like the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, click that subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate it. Any questions, comments, or feedback on this whole process, I'd be happy to hear it. Put it down in that comment section. I'd like to thank everybody that helped me. Jake from Costa Rica, Chris's father, Chris, my buddy. All you guys were integral parts of getting this thing erected, and putting all of our brains together was a big help. Oh, Sean, Sam, you guys were all amazing help as well. Couldn't have done it without all you guys, so I really appreciate it. So as always, guys, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.